for you to understand binomial expansion, we need to remember this. A plus B power 4 is the same as... Hello, Tia Faith Mugend. Again, welcoming you to my YouTube channel. Thank you for subscribing, and if you're not subscribed, kindly hit that subscribe button and let's journey together in making mathematics and biology a booster subject. Don't forget to share to the relevant people so that they can benefit from this tutorial. In order for you to understand binomial expansion, we need to remember this. A plus B power 4 is the same as A plus B times A plus B times A plus B times A plus B. When you expand this one, it will give you a quadratic expression. That is A squared plus twice AB plus B squared. Then you multiply A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. If you multiply these two, you are going to get that A plus B power 4 equals A power 4 plus 4A cubed B plus 6A squared B squared plus 4A B cubed plus 4 power 4. Now, A is our first term and B is our second term. If we look at this expansion, we will realize that there is a numerical value 4, 6, and 4 again. And even if it is not indicated, there is a 1 here and there is a 1 there. So if you can look at these numerals, you realize that we have in the Pascal's triangle the coefficients 1, 4, 6, 4, and 1. That means if we raise these two terms, the sum of these two terms to power 4, then we go to the Pascal's triangle and extract the coefficients in response to power 4. And it has been shown here clearly in this expansion that coefficient 1 was implied here and was also implied there. Coefficient 4 is on the second term, coefficient 6 is on the third term, and coefficient 4 is on the fourth term. And just like that, we realize that Pascal's triangle will be a very crucial stuff when it comes to binomial expansion. Then we look at the power of the first term, which is now A. The power of A is to the highest, the power of 4, which corresponds to the power of what we are going to expand. So that means the first term begins with the highest power, and as we go across the expansion, the power keeps reducing up to 0. How is this possible? So the power of A here is 4. The power of A in the second term is 3, reducing from 4 to 3, and then reducing from 3 to 2, and from 2 to power 1. It is not indicated, but it is implied. And the power of A here is 0. Why are we saying 0? Because any number raised to power 0 is 1. Therefore, it is implied. Now, let's consider the power of the second term, which is B in our case. So, as we have said that any number raised to power 0 is 1, that means the power of B here is implied as B power 0. And that is why the power of our second term in the expansion is increasing as we go across the expansion. Right? So from 0, it increases to 1, even though it is not indicated, it is implied. Then from 2 increases, from 1 it increases to 2, from 2 it increases to 3, and from 3 it increases to 4, which relate with the power of our expansion. So when you understand what is happening, then it is easy to expand any value that is presented to you. But note, when you are expanding, you need to consider the Pascal's triangle with the kind of power that you want to expand. Like in this case, it was power 4, so we look at the Pascal's triangle, the power 4, which has coefficient 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. And then the other thing that you need to consider is the increasing power of the first term. The first term, which is our A in this case, is decreasing from 4 to 3, 3 to 2, 2 to 1, and 1 to 0. But for the second term, the power is increasing from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 and to 4. So we want to look at now our example using this knowledge that we have just gotten to expand 3x minus 2 into bracket power 5. Now, to expand this one, it means we need to get the coefficient of 5 from the Pascal's triangle. So to solve that, then, we need to get the coefficient. I will abbreviate that. Coefficient of 5 is 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. The next step is the power of the first term. And the power of the first term is 3x. But in corresponding to the example you had earlier, it is A. So what is happening to the power of A? It is decreasing. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So for this case, we shall have a decreasing power of 3x. That is from 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1 and 0. So how about the power of the second term, which was our B? It was increasing from 0 to 1 to 2, 3, and to 4. In our case here, we shall have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, increasing power of negative 2. So now we are going to incorporate everything together. So we first of all now consider the coefficient first. So the coefficient is 1. We write 1 here, dot. Dot in this case means multiplication, right? So coefficient is 1, power of the first term, which is now 3x, is 5. 3x is to power 5. Then the second thing we are going to put together is the second term, which is negative 2, but in this case the power is starting from power 0 and then increasing. For this other one, decreasing. Then we add coefficient 5 dot. So we look at now the power for the first term, it will be decreasing. For the second term, it will be increasing. I think you have registered that. So very first we can have 3x power 4 dot negative 2 power 1, then plus coefficient 10 dot 3x decreasing from 4 to 3 dot increasing negative 2 to power 2 plus coefficient 10 dot 3x power 2 dot negative 2 power 1 plus coefficient 5 dot 3x power 1, because it was 1, it was 2, so it will reduce to 1. Then this one, it will increase from 2, this one is 3, beg your pardon there. Then now we have negative 2 power 4, then plus coefficient is 1 dot, the power here will decrease from 1 to 0 and the power here will increase from 4 to 5. Now we want to simplify this. 1 times 3x power 5 times negative 2 power 0. So in this case, negative 2 power 0 is 1. So it's like 1 times 3x power 5 times 1. So in this case, we want to simplify 3x power 5. And for us to do that, we need to get the power. When we power 3 power 5, we get what, my friend?
243.
243. So when we power 3x, we shall get 200. Can use here 243 x power 5, and then plus, we simplify this one, 5 times 3x power 4 times negative 2. So in this case, we shall have a negative value here. The reason as to why we have a negative value is because the power of negative 2 is an odd number, and therefore the whole stuff in this term shall become negative and not positive. Or if you like it for your better understanding, you can have plus, then now minus 3 power 4. So the overall, we have the negative just from the negative 2. So that is why we have negative here. So 3 power 4, what do we have, my friend? 81. 81. Then what is 81 times 5? 81 times 5? 405. Now times 2. 810. And remember, x is to power 4. Nice. So we have plus and minus. Let's continue. We have the other term now is this other term. We need to simplify it. So the negative here, if we say 2, negative 2 times negative 2, it will give us positive 4. So everything here shall be positive. So 3 power 3 is what, my friend? 27 times 10 is what? 270 times 2 times 4, because this is squared. 1080. Remember, x is cubed. Let's try to simplify this other term. Note that negative 2 is in the power of 3, which is an odd number. And remember that negative 2 times negative 2 equals positive 4. Then positive 4 times negative 2 will give us negative 8. So that is why here we shall have positive minus 3 squared is, and that is why we have positive and minus, because of what I have explained there. So 3 squared is 9. Then 9 times 10 is 90. And remember this one is cube. So it is 90 times 8. What we have? 720, and our x here is squared. Higher, let's look at the other term. We look at this term. Everything here shall be positive because the power of -2 is even number, so the end result shall be positive. So 3 times 5, because we have 15, okay? 3 times 5 is 15, and then we multiply 15 times 2 power 4. What do we get? 60. 240x, because it is power 1. Let's simplify this other stuff. So any number raised to power 0 is 1. So it is 1 times -2 power 5. So the overall here, we have the original positive and the negative of the odd power of -2. When we have 2 power 5, 32. Now let's consider these signs here. Okay, so positive times negative is negative. Positive times negative is negative. And positive times negative is negative. So the required expansion will be like this. So we are now considering the sign to complete our expansion. So we have 243x power 5. The whole of this stuff becomes negative 810x power 4. Then plus 1080x power 3. The whole of this stuff becomes negative 720x squared plus 240x, and now minus 32, and that is the required expansion. So this is the required expansion, and this marks the end of our tutorial. Let me know if you have benefited in the comment section. Share, and let's continue making mathematics a booster subject.